When the user chooses to save the current drawing, our saveImage method in class DoodleView will get called. Now, what we're going to do is use what's known as a content resolver to help us determine where to place this new content onto the device for storage purposes. In the saveImage method, we start by creating a new file name, and for simplicity, rather than prompting the user with a dialog to allow them to specify the name of the file, we're just using the name of our app, Doodles, followed by the current time in milliseconds from the system class. And of course, the current time is constantly changing, therefore this helps create a unique name for every image that we save. Now at line 224 through 227, we create a content values object and configure it. The content values object is used by the content resolver to obtain a URI representing the complete path and file name of the new file that we're going to create. And we specify the data as key value pairs using the put method of the content values object. The keys that we're setting in this case are the title for the piece of information that we're storing. Images.media.title is a predefined constant representing the file name key, if you will, and we give it the file name as the argument. Images.media.date_added allows us to specify the creation date, if you will, of this piece of information. We used system.currentTime in milliseconds to indicate when this is being added to the system. And then finally, at line 227, we are specifying the MIME type for the new file that we're creating. What type of data is stored in that file? In this case, it's going to be a JPEG image, so we said image/JPEG. And if you wanted to store it in some other image format, you can certainly do that by specifying an appropriate MIME type. Now, once we've configured the content values object, we use it at lines 230 and 231 to get what's known as an external content URI from this view's context's content resolver. Now, the context, of course, is our Doodles app, and the context is obtained by the view's getContext method. GetContentResolver is giving us back a content resolver object that allows us to get a URI, and the insert method says we want to insert a new file into the external content URI location on this device. Now, normally that means an SD card on the device, but that's not necessarily the case because some phones and tablets and other devices don't have SD cards, but yet still have storage space where you can save that image. So if there's an SD card available, I will get back a URI representing this new file's location in the media store of the SD card. If there is not, it will give me back a URI representing the media store on the device where I can place the file. And values specifies the information about the file that we configured up above. Now, the next step is to actually write the image data into that file. And in order to do that, of course, we need an output stream in which we can write those bytes and they will be stored into the file for us. To get that output stream, we once again get the context for this view, which is the Doodles activity. We get the content resolver from that activity, and we open an output stream with the specified URI. If that is successful, we have opened the file for output, and line 240 is going to perform the output. So in this line, what we're going to do is indicate to the bitmap object that it should compress its bitmap data in a specified format, in this case JPEG format, with a specified quality. 100% quality is best quality in the context of JPEG, and we're going to write it to the specified output stream that we created up above here. So bitmap.compress writes out the actual bytes to the specified location. Then at line 243 we flush the output buffer and we close the output stream on the next line so that we complete the writing of the image to the media store. And finally, at lines 247 through 251, we use the toast class to display a short message on the screen indicating that in fact we successfully stored the image to the media store. So here at line 247, we call toast.makeText, which is a static method of class toast, and it takes three arguments. The context on which we intend to display the message, this is the activity once again. Get context of the view is giving us the activity that the view is attached to. Then at line 248, we specify the message to display and how long that message should be displayed for. So there's two different constants for that, length underscore short in this case, or length underscore long, and the difference is a couple of seconds versus a few seconds displayed on the screen. You can specify where to display the toast as well. Here we're setting the gravity of the message object, and by saying that we want to center at the x offset divided by 2 and the y offset divided by 2, that says that we want to place the message directly in the center of the screen. And then finally at line 251, we show the message which physically displays it. Now, if anything went wrong in the try block, we will skip the rest of the try block and catch the I/O exception that occurred and display a separate toast indicating that we were not able to save the image.